It happens in seconds. You say something in a conversation, and at first it feels completely normal. Maybe it was a joke. Maybe it was an opinion. Maybe it was just a quick response without much thought. The words leave your mouth. The conversation moves forward, and then suddenly a strange feeling appears. A small drop in your stomach, a quick replay in your mind. Wait, should I have said that? Your brain immediately rewinds the moment. You start analyzing your tone, the exact words you used, the expression on the other person's face. Did they pause for a second? Did their smile change? Did that sound awkward? Now the conversation is still happening in real time. But inside your head, a second conversation has already started. One where you question everything you just said. You imagine different versions of the same sentence, better ways you could have phrased it, safer responses you could have chosen, and the strange part is, most of the time, nothing actually went wrong. No one reacted badly. No one confronted you. The conversation keeps flowing normally. But your brain doesn't care about that yet, because the moment after speaking is when your mind switches from expression mode to evaluation mode. And that switch is exactly where regret begins. Before you speak, your brain is focused on one goal, responding. It's fast, automatic, almost instinctive. You listen, think for a split second, and then your words come out. In that moment, your brain is using a quick system designed for social interaction. But the second you finish speaking, another system takes over. The analyzing system. This part of your brain starts reviewing what just happened. It scans the moment like a replay button has been pressed. Your tone, your wording, the reaction of the other person. Suddenly, details that didn't matter before start to feel important. Maybe they looked away for a second. Maybe they didn't laugh at the joke the way you expected. Maybe there was a tiny pause in the conversation. To your brain, those small signals can feel like warning signs. And when the brain detects even a small possibility of social rejection, it goes into protection mode. It starts asking questions. Did that sound rude? Did I say too much? Did that come out wrong? The problem is that your brain is now analyzing the moment after it already happened. And analysis always happens with more information and more caution than the original decision. So naturally, the new version of the sentence in your head sounds better, clearer, safer, smarter. But that doesn't mean the original sentence was wrong. It just means your brain is doing what it evolved to do, protect your social standing. And sometimes that protection shows up as regret. After that first wave of doubt appears, your brain doesn't just stop. It starts reconstructing the moment. You replay the sentence you said. Then you imagine a better version of it. Maybe you should have sounded calmer. Maybe you should have used different words. Maybe you should have stayed quiet. This is because your brain loves predicting outcomes. When you speak, the outcome is uncertain. You don't know exactly how people will interpret your words. So once the moment passes, your brain tries to reduce that uncertainty by reviewing the situation. It asks itself, what could this lead to? Did I damage how they see me? Could this create conflict later? And the mind begins running simulations. Different responses you could have given. Different reactions people might have had. But here's the strange part. These mental replays happen without the real context of the moment. When you spoke earlier, you were responding naturally. You were in the flow of the conversation. But when you replay it later, you're judging the moment from a calm analytical state. That makes every alternative version of the sentence seem better. It's like watching a recording of yourself in a game after it's over. You can suddenly see moves you didn't notice before, but that doesn't mean the move you made was wrong. It just means hindsight is always clearer than real time, and the brain confuses clarity with correction. So the more you replay the moment, the more it feels like you made a mistake. Even when you didn't. Here's the part most people never realize. That feeling of regret after speaking doesn't mean you actually said something wrong. It means your brain is checking for social safety. Humans evolved to survive in groups. For thousands of years, belonging to the group meant protection. So your brain developed a habit of scanning conversations afterward to make sure you didn't damage that belonging. That's why the regret shows up even when nothing bad happened. Your brain is simply asking, are we still okay with them? But there's a simple shift that stops the loop. Instead of asking, did I say the perfect thing? Ask something different. Did anything actually go wrong? Most of the time, the answer is no. The other person moved on. The conversation continued normally. Nothing changed. The only place the problem still exists is inside your replaying thoughts. And once you notice that, something interesting happens. You start trusting the moment more than the replay. Because real conversations are messy, imperfect, and spontaneous. They're not meant to be perfectly scripted. They're meant to be human. So the next time that small wave of regret appears after you speak, remember this: your brain is reviewing the moment to keep you socially safe. But safety doesn't require perfection. Sometimes the best response isn't rewriting what you said. It's simply letting the conversation stay in the past.